Okay, well today we're going to go out and we are going to adjust the ride height. The manual shows 24 1/4 inches thereabouts on all four of them. I have deliberately gone out and set mine off, so one side is like an inch high, and we'll go figure out how to set it back right. You can do it easily without the Superstar 2. We're going to do it with the Superstar 2 because it actually gives you an audible beeping, which I guess makes it a little bit easier, so you're not just guessing where it's going to go. I guess the one thing to remember is the higher on the bracket you adjust it, the shorter the travel, the lower it's going to set. The longer it is, farther down on the bracket, the higher it's going to raise it. So to mess it up, I actually adjusted it all the way down to the bottom of the bracket. Now let's go see how to do this. It's simple. Okay, what I've done, my first step was to hook up a battery charger because I'm going to be running the compressor a lot. And back in the trunk, I have the air suspension turned off. So be sure to have that off. And I've hooked up the Superstar 2 tester to this connector here underneath the hood. Now I stick it up on the ramps just because it's a little bit easier for me to work on it. Don't really have to, but I'm going to do it with the wheels installed. Now I have deliberately set this wheel high. What Lincoln wants is 24 1/4 inches, and they measure it from the bottom of the rim. Let me see if I can get it hooked on there. There we go. To the top of the fender, which is right now just about 25 1/4, just a little bit over 25 1/4. So we're an inch high on this side. And if I go over here, I should be around 24 1/4 because I didn't mess with it. Get on there. Close enough. So it's sitting at 24. Come on. There we go. Yeah, right at 24. So we'll try to do 24 on both sides. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, and I'm going to look for functional test 215, which is right hand front venting, because I need it to vent. Oh, yeah, bonehead. I didn't turn the key on. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for test 215. I don't need noise right now. There's 215. I went ahead and pressed the button to bring it up. Well, that's 14. There we go. That's going to allow that one to vent, which is venting very well. So I'm going to go over here and see how high we are now that we have vented. And we're at 24 inches. So I'm going to let it vent a little bit more, but to get there I have to go all the way back around and run through all the functional codes to 228 back to 215, which is kind of a pain with this test, I think. "13, 14, and 15. Go back up. Then we'll go back into that test, and I'm feeling it go down. Okay, that's at least 1/4 of an inch, if not more. Let's see what we measure now. So we're at 23 1/2. So what I'm going to do now is get my jack out, and I'm going to jack it up to 24 inches. Okay, that should be 24, if not more. Okay, now I'm right at about 24.1 inches, so we're real close. Okay, so I'm going to reach my arm back here, and I'm going to loosen the bracket. Okay, now it's loose. Now I can adjust it. Okay, now that I've got the sensor, the adjustment, the height sensor loose, I'm going to go to test 224, which is for the right hand front, height sensor trim detector. So 224 is what I'm looking for. Okay, speaker on. Okay, as I adjust that trim sensor, you'll notice that the sound will change. And when it quits beeping, that's where I want to tie it. Okay, I'm going to get my elbow out of here. Okay, well I went in and disconnected it just so I could show you how the Star 2 works with the height adjusters. I've got it on test number 224 right now, which is for doing the trim height on this guy. I've got the speaker off. I'm going to turn it on now. And I've got a steady beep. If I go all the way down, I've got a slow beep. As I come up, it's going to get faster and faster. And when it gets to the steady beep, that is the trim position right there. And so that's what I would adjust this to, is that steady beep. It's not going to do it right now because of the way I've got the wheel rotated. But that's why the Star 2 helps you to set that trim angle. But no matter what, even if you do it manually, if you come up on the bottom bracket, down here where you adjust it, up lowers the car, all the way down raises it. So hit and miss, you could do it without the tester. Okay, well I've just restarted it. I'm letting it pump up. I adjusted my height sensor all the way to the top of the bracket, which is as best as I can get it. So that's the best I can do, 24.5, which is within spec. The only way I could change it is to grind on that bracket a little bit. And this side is sitting at about 24.25. So this one I could lower the bracket just a little bit, just to even them up. I don't know, I may look at adjusting those brackets later, because I'd really like to have it like around 24. 24.5 looks a little high to me. But anyway, there you go. Okay, well that was fun. Sorry about the phone that kept ringing. Oh well. So, I mean, it's easy. It's simple. Up on the bracket, lowers the strut. Down on the bracket, raises it. I don't know. I may look at manufacturing a different bracket for mine because I'm at the far upper edge of it. I can't adjust it anymore, and I've actually raised it some. And I'd like for it to sit a little bit lower, 23.75, 23.5, maybe 24, but I can't. It just won't let me adjust it anymore. I hope that helps to unconfuse the sensors. They're all the same. There's one on each front bag, and there's one in the rear for both the rears. Now the rear, you may get a mismatch on from side to side. There's just nothing you can do about that. That just depends on how tight the suspension is, how well the bags are venting and coming up. But they'll probably be within a quarter of an inch, I'd guess. If you've got any questions, leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you. Take care, and we'll talk to you later.